and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today we're talking about the top 10 Ethiopian urban legends. Now, this one has actually been pretty hard to script. Ethiopian people have suffered through a lot of war and political upheaval in recent history, meaning their time was mainly spent trying to survive persecution rather than making up modern day spook and ghost stories. Nonetheless, I have done some deep digging and I have made the list for you, and you know what? Pretty engaging. Before I get into this video, let me know if you guys have ever been to Africa. Have you ever been to Ethiopia, or have you ever been anywhere else in Africa? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, while you're down there, why don't you leave a thumbs up on this video and share it with a friend. And if you guys want to connect with me on social media, there is a link to my Instagram in the description box. Coming in at number 10, this is a very popular Ethiopian urban legend. We have the evil eye. Belief in the evil eye is widespread throughout Ethiopia and beyond, and here it is called Buddha. The evil eye is a curse cast by a malevolent glare given to a person when they aren't looking. If an evil eye is cast on you, you're susceptible to injury or misfortune. To protect yourself from the evil eye, usually people carry a talisman with an eye on it. These look pretty freaky. You've probably actually seen them around. We've started adopting them in Western culture as well. Anyway, traditionally they're supposed to stare down any evil. There is also a belief in Ethiopia that the evil eye is able to transform into a hyena and come at you. Let's talk about those hyenas more at number 9. The hyenas of Ethiopia have a very dark history and have been at the center of myths and legends for many hundreds of years. Throughout the 1970s, when Ethiopia's military dictatorship deployed Red Terror across the country, bodies of those killed in mass genocide were dumped on the outskirts of the capital city, Addis Ababa. Now, on the outskirts, the hyenas roam and they would dispose of the bodies. These days, urban legend has it that those who sleep in the streets are dragged away by hyenas, or at the very least lose a finger or a toe, or more. There are also tales of dogs stealing babies from mothers' arms or setting upon citizens in packs. For this reason, you do not want to venture out of the city alone at night. Next up, at number 8, we have demons and exorcisms. In Ethiopia, people don't necessarily believe in ghosts, but they certainly believe in demons. A fear of demons has kept people living in fear for generations. If a person falls ill and it can't be cured by medicine, it's basically just assumed that they have a demon in them and that they need to be exorcised. Ethiopia has a heavy Christian population, and they believe that demons can be exorcised and sometimes engage in widespread phenomena of mass exorcisms. There is one priest in the capital of Addis Ababa that is known to exorcise demons for the cost of 1 month's wage. A Czech photographer took pictures of the priest Mehir Gima Wedumu exorcising 150 people in the streets in a church in the capital. The people were sprayed with holy water and screamed as they swore they felt the demon leave them. 150 exorcisms in one go must make Ethiopia a capital hotspot for demonic activity, or hysteria. Coming into number 7, we have the Ghost of Axum. YouTuber Mixcat Compete uploaded a video in 2009 that claimed to pick up ghostly spirits in the tomb of the king of Axum. This is in the north part of Ethiopia. The city dates back to around 400 BCE, so it's pretty old. It's unclear which of the kings this tomb belongs to. In the video, the only thing we know is that the creator thinks that they saw and felt a ghost. The tomb was explored and looted, but its structure remained, and Pete thinks that his infrared camera picked up evidence that the spirit of the crypt's residents is haunting the space. Locals won't agree with you because they're more scared of demons than ghosts, but the YouTuber is adamant that the tomb is haunted. Next up, we have the little boy ghost. In 2014, a Spanish tourist in Madrid was traveling around Ethiopia when she captured the image of a little boy ghost. Yes, this picture is of a little boy, sure, but next to him is another child with his hands in a different position, and this time he's looking straight into the camera. Some paranormal experts believe that the child could be the spirit of a kid killed in the village, who now acts as an invisible friend to the boy in the picture. Coming in at number 5, we have the sugar killers. In Ethiopia, gossiping about sugar can get you killed. killed. In 2017, it was said that simply the rumour of an illegal shipment of sugar got 10 people murdered. Sugar is now so sought after and expensive that people are willing to kill for it. When word spread on social media that smuggled sugar was going to pass through the town of Ambo, some youths in the town supposedly set up roadblocks and threw stones at the trucks. The police were drawn into the fray and were said to have killed 10 locals. One teenager said, "They were shooting at us with silencers on. One of the boys killed was only 15. They killed girls too. One was my friend. A lot of my friends have died." And all over sugar. I mean, it is absolutely insane. Next up, we have the Cripples of the foot whipping. The Derg were a Marxist regime in Ethiopia in power from 1974 to 1987. In this time, there were many rumours of torture and execution of prisoners and enemies of the regime. The full extent of the cruelty only emerged after the regime was toppled, but at the time it was said that leader Mengistu Haile Mariam would use a rope that he called a necktie to slowly strangle confessions from people. On top of that, something called bastinado was used to torture people. This was where their feet were tied up and smashed into pieces, which is apparently why there are a large number of permanently crippled Ethiopians today. What seemed like a horrifying urban legend in the 70s and 80s turned out to be, do you know what? The actual horrifying truth. Next we have Lucy and the baboon bone. In 1974, a 3.2 million year old skeleton absolutely astonished archaeologists digging in a remote area of Afar in Ethiopia. The skeleton appeared to belong to a new species of human ancestor. Now these were called the Australopithecus, and the bones in question were thought to belong to a female. Scientists named her Lucy. Our species, the Homo sapiens, appeared around 200,000 years ago, so Lucy is basically a really old relative. It's thought that human life began around the area of modern-day Ethiopia, and the discovery of Lucy has played a really important role in our study of evolution and migration. However, in 2015, the American Museum of Natural History spotted a baboon bone amongst her displayed skeleton bones. Of course, this sent evolution deniers into a frenzy, claiming that Lucy was fake news made up by atheists trying to sabotage religion. But in reality, mix-ups like this do happen. As Dr. Simon Underdown of Oxford Brookes University said, the commingling of skeletons is quite common in the archaeological record, and it can often be difficult to separate out different elements if multiple bodies are mixed together. Who knows though? Coming in at number 2, we have the legends of the New Ocean. So rumour has it that the famously landlocked nation of Ethiopia will one day see water lapping against its land. The lack of ocean has been a bit of a contentious issue for the country, which does still have a navy of one ship. Good on them. They might need to start building some bigger boats, because word has it that a new ocean is forming that will split Africa into two, and it turns out that this urban legend is true, only it's gonna take 10 million years for it to happen. Geologists working in the Afar region of Ethiopia say that they have seen amazing changes in the earth over the past 5 years. 10 million years may sound like a lot of time for a new ocean, but actually, change is still happening pretty quickly. In 2006, a 60-kilometer stretch of land opened up by 8 meters in just 10 days. It is thought that eventually southern Ethiopia and Somalia will drift away, creating a new island. Finally, coming into number 1, probably one of the best known parts of Ethiopia, and a strange part, we have the mysteries of Dallol. Dallol in Ethiopia is the hottest place on Earth. Situated north on the border with Eritrea and in the Great Rift Valley, Dallol is a melting pot of volcanic rock, spurting sulfuric acid and burning salt. Because of its crazy scientific compounds and high temperatures, the place is absolutely insane to look at. The water's green, the land is yellow and white. Reaching consistent temperatures of nearing 50 degrees Celsius in the summer, and being one of the lowest places on Earth at 125 meters below sea level, many locals literally consider Dallol to be hell, or the gateway to it. Unlike Death Valley in the USA and Azizia in Libya, Dallol is actually inhabited. It's technically a ghost town, but some people do still live there. The place is hot as hell and the water is toxic, so why anyone would ever want to live here or have ever lived here, I don't know. Like, it's a topic of a lot of discussion. A lot of locals do consider the people that live there to be agents of the devil. real. Honestly, looking at the landscape, I think there's something going on here. So guys, thank you for tuning into this video. It has been really hard to script, but I'm glad I found some stuff there for you. Let me know what your favorite urban legend was. Before we go, I'm just gonna read some comments from one of my most recent videos, the New York City Urban Legends Part 2. Nikki Lol wrote, "Whoever is reading this, I hope you find your true love soon. Maybe you're your own true love." Did you ever think about that? Hamato said, "Road to 4 million. Yes, it actually should be happening really soon, guys. If you've been watching since the beginning, let me know how many subscribers we had when you joined. What should we do for our 4 million as well? Party? Party. Now, some of you guys pointed out in the comments section of the New York video that I mentioned Aaron Burr, aka the former Vice President of the United States of America, and you guys are really excited because he appears in Hamilton the Musical. Now, his old house was on the list as a haunted restaurant, and I'm pretty excited that actually it could be haunted by Aaron Burr. Sir. Okay, I need to go listen to Hamilton because I love it. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments section down below if you want the chance of being read out in a future video. Please do leave a thumbs up on this video, share it with a friend, and stay subscribed for more most amazing lists. I'm Rebecca Felgate. See you soon.